Let go. Yeah. Don't know. Oh yeah.
It's the original Batman.
One time. It's a bad man thing.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Ashley Empowers. I'm Ashley, and thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Dating with Purpose. The purpose of this series is to showcase and highlight couples who are keeping God first in the relationship and pursuing healthy marriages. Today, I'm so excited to be interviewing Duana and Curtis as they share their journey of dating with purpose and how God brought them together. But before we hop into today's episode, I wanted to encourage you guys to take the free Are You Ready for Marriage quiz. This is an in-depth 10-question quiz. It'll take you about 2 minutes to take to really show you where you are when it comes to the marriage preparation process. You can click the link in the description box below to take the quiz, or simply head on over to www.marriageprepquiz.com. Now let's get into this. Welcome, you guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, and thank you so much for being on today. Can we just start with you telling people who you are and how you all met?
That's you. That's your thing.
Okay, so we're the Curly Coopers, and we do a lot of social media things as far as YouTube and Instagram
And TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok now as well. We met through our best friend, but the funny thing is I actually saw him 2 years prior to actually meeting him. And then the 2 months before we actually met, I saw him in a crowd. I was talking to my friend, and out of nowhere, I was just like, that boy over there, that's my future husband.
Yeah, so she said we met through our best friend. That means we had the same best friend, but we didn't ever see each other
never saw each
while
other.
hanging out with this friend.
Okay. And so when you saw him 2 years prior, you didn't know that was...
I didn't know that was even our best friend. Yeah, I didn't even know that because me and her weren't best friends yet. We didn't become best friends until I think my junior year.
Okay.
So 2 years before that, I think I was a freshman. That was my first football game going to, and I just happened to see him. He didn't see me.
Okay. So then how did you guys actually get connected after you spotted him in that crowd today?
Okay, so after spotting him with that crowd, he actually came over, and I was with I went to go talk to my best friend, and he came over, and she was like, Curtis, this is Duana, this is Curtis. I was like, hi. He said, hey, and that was it. He doesn't even remember that day.
I don't remember that at all.
So,
but you remembered him, and you were like, that's that guy.
Well, yeah, because that was the same day when I said that. It was the same exact day, but I knew that was the guy I saw 2 years before, because like I couldn't forget. But so that after that day or whatever, I was like, okay, he doesn't like me or anything. We just never said anything about it. I ended up calling my best friend and was like, just seeing what she was doing. And she was like, hey, that boy you like is over here. And I was like, well, whatever you do not tell him I like him.
Of course she told me. Yes. And I was like, you know what? The whole time that I was friends with her, I'd never seen any of her friends. I was like, you know what? Let's go see what your friend looks like. I mean, I ain't never seen one, so let's go. You say she likes me.
Okay.
So when we got over there, I seen Duana. I was like, oh, snap. This girl likes me? I was like, oh, no way. And Duana wasn't giving me no signs at all.
So
I was like, man, this girl don't like me.
Yeah.
But luckily, she ended up getting embarrassed because I'm very forward.
Okay.
And from there, then I felt comfortable. And then I can kind of see that she liked me.
Yep. And then that was it.
Yeah. Rode to the mall that day, and I had a feeling. I was like, man, this is it.
Okay. So how long did you guys date before getting engaged?
It was 2 years, 2 going on 3.
Yeah, almost going on 3 years. Because I told him, I was like, even though we were young, but I knew I wasn't just trying to be out here dating, look, I sounded so country. I said out here, dating all these guys. I'm like, I'm trying to date for a reason, like to be married in the long run, like so.
Yeah. So she put it out there. She's like, look, within 3 years, we're either engaged or we're moving on.
Yeah, and especially like seeing like other people in my families, like their relationship, they'll be with people for so long, and I'm like, I'm not trying to do that. Like,
yeah. And so, were you guys still in college when you got engaged, or was this after?
No, I had graduated 2 years before.
No, she's talking about college. Yeah, because we started dating in high school.
We started dating in high school.
Oh, in high school.
Yeah.
I was 17 and he was 18 when we met. So.
Okay. So then you got engaged.
Yeah.
In college.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we weren't. Well, I wasn't in college. Yeah, we didn't really start school until after we had the kids, really.
Yeah, I started
Oh,
school good in 2008.
Yeah, he just finished last year, last December, at Georgia Tech. So it's been a
Yeah, that was a journey.
okay. Okay. So, Curtis, if you don't mind me asking, what's your ethnicity?
I'm black and white.
Okay,
Yeah,
black and white.
yeah, my mom, she's German. My dad, he was in the military and met her in Germany.
Okay, okay. So I don't know why I thought maybe you were Hispanic. Have you got that
oh,
before?
Yeah, a
that's what
lot.
I thought he was when I met him. I was like, this Hispanic boy, oh my goodness, he's so cute.
Even Hispanic people, they think I'm Hispanic.
They talk Spanish to him like anywhere we go, like they'll just start talking. He's like, I'm sorry, no.
Mhm.
Okay, because I was gonna say, well, how's it being an interracial couple? But Curtis, you black. So
Oh, you get it. You like
Hey,
the first
you
one.
get me.
That's the
Everybody
honest
doesn't
thing.
get me. I'm like, because
That-
we get so many people that say like, even if like somebody wants to repost us on the black pages, he's
yeah,
not black. You can't be on there. And I'm like, his dad is black. I mean,
yeah,
he
yeah,
definitely goes by, he's mixed, but
yeah,
he's black.
yeah.
yeah, black. Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
I
Well,
would tell you.
so how long have you guys been married?
13 years. We got
Thir-
married on my birthday.
Oh, come on.
So it's coming up on 13 years
Yeah.
on my birthday.
Okay, so it's coming up on 13 years, and with the rate of people not staying together, what would you say are some contributing factors of you guys being able to remain together this long?
Oh man, I'm gonna say definitely keeping God first. Like he's always been a priority in our marriage, and just communication.
Yeah, communication is the second thing.
I mean, just literally talking about every single thing. Like before, like when we were dating, we talked about everything that we wanted from how we're gonna raise our kids. Sex, all that kind of stuff. Like, what do we want our marriage to look like? And you can't be afraid to talk about those things. I know a lot of people like to paddle around or just think someone's supposed to know. No, you have to talk about it.
Yeah. And were you both raised in two-parent households?
No, my father passed away when I was 8. So it was just my mom and my 3 sisters and my older brother.
Yeah, and I was my parents, they split up when I was like 15. So up until then, my dad, he showed me what a marriage is supposed to look like, because he always did for my mom. And pretty much the whole time they were together, it was like, because we say our biggest thing is you're always dating, so you always do the things that you did. My dad, he always did that for my mom, while they were together.
Yeah. So being married almost 13 years, what are some things that you would tell people to make sure they know before going into marriage? Like, what are some things that you think are important to be discussed?
I think you need to make sure you get to know the person. Like I said, I'm not saying like, I know some couples who have met each other like within 4 months and they just know. Like if you just know, then you know. But we got to know each other. We knew what we liked and what we didn't like. We knew what we were gonna put up with and what we weren't gonna put up with.
You better marry your best friend.
And yeah, we're like we had a best friend, but we're best friends. Like we tell each other everything. And keeping people like out of your business. Like everybody doesn't need to know every single thing. Like we don't have much business, but I think the biggest thing for us being young, we weren't out there just telling our business. I mean, we talked to each other about that.
Yeah. And speaking of best friend, the best friend that you guys shared mutually, was it a male or a female?
It was a female. Her name was Shasta, so she might get me if I don't
Oh, yeah.
mention her.
Shasta said, give her a shout out.
Yes.
Yeah, Shasta introduced us.
We don't talk as much now, like, but we still follow each other like on social media and stuff. But Shasta introduced us. Yeah, that was his best friend first. So
Yeah, I knew her since middle school. I was actually met Shasta because someone told me that this girl liked me that was at her house, and then the girl didn't like me, but I just kept hanging out with her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, kind of speaking of that, because that's a question that we get a lot, is should married people be friends with people of the opposite sex? What's you guys' view on that?
Shasta would be our exception, I would think, and that I say together you
Yeah.
know, we can hang out with whoever,
Yeah.
but ain't no separate like, oh, I'm friends with her and she's friends with this
Yeah. Or
guy.
like new people, like, oh yeah, I'm going to go
No.
hang with this girl. Like,
Only reason people are friends with the opposite gender.
is because there's some type of attraction. To me,
Yeah.
that's what I've known. Like, just from, I remember one time we went out, we were together, and this is when we were like, I think we were engaged. And he happened to see an old friend, and was talking to her. I was right there, but she kind of got it like, oh, you're talking to me. Like, he's really friendly. That's just who he is.
Yeah.
And she ended up writing him the next day and was like, hey, why would you leave your fiance and I leave my boyfriend? I'm like, whoa, see, you don't
Mhm.
never know what people are thinking out. And I'm just like, he's just sitting there talking to her.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we don't,
I'm not gonna say you can't.
like, yeah, because you have
You
people at
definitely you
work that you talk
can,
to.
but I mean to be making like once you're married to be making new separate friends, for me it don't work. You know,
Mhm.
I wouldn't do it. It's not my cup of tea. Some people do. I think I know some people that are able to do that, but nah, it
And
keeps it simpler.
like I said, he has a new job now where he's a jet, what your electrical, no, what
Quality engineer.
quality engineer, and he's in the military as well. So he has female friends that are there, but it's not like, oh, we're gonna meet up and go hang out after
Yeah.
work or something. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that makes total sense, and I 100% agree. Now speaking of Curtis, you were saying how important it is to marry your best friend. You guys have been married 13 years. You have 3 children. How are you maintaining that friendship connection, that keeping that spark after over a decade?
I still think she fine. She been fine. She ain't never stopped being fine.
It's not all about that.
Bro, she fine. I still look at her the same as when I met her.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
man, can't wait.
Yeah, and I think just like our personalities, we just click. I don't know, we are like really compatible. Like, it's
Since we met, I wanted to spend every minute of the day with her.
yeah.
That's just how, when we started dating, we was hanging out like all day, every day,
Yeah.
unless I went to work or I went home to go sleep.
Yeah.
That was it. And as we got older, I've always been that way. We never had that separation. But I think like some people now, as you get older, some people might tend to forget why they married their spouse or why they were attracted. You got to remember that and put in the effort, and also remember the things that you did for your spouse to make them attracted to you. Like we still pamper each other, we still like give each other attention.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of couples too, though, they didn't spend as much time together dating. So of course, when you get married, that's just like a shock for them. But we spent like all of our free time together or with family. So it wasn't hard for us to, when we got married, like go through with it and be happy.
Yeah. So, what role has faith played in the success of your relationship? When you guys met each other, did you have a relationship with God? Has that grown over these past 13 years?
Yeah. Well, yeah, Duana, she's always been in the church that we go to now. And me, I was raised, up until like my teen years. I mean, we went to church and then we stopped for a little bit. But when I met her, I was trying to find another church. So God has always been, a priority for me. And as we got together, I ended up joining her church, and we raise the kids, and we make sure, like, so we're trying to get like more dedicated and give God more time.
Yeah, make sure we study a lot more. Now, I'm not gonna sit there and say like when we dated, I was in the church and then he ended up getting in church. We did what is it? Fornication, I guess it is.
Yeah.
But we've only been we were only with each other, and then that was another reason why I was like, okay, we need to go ahead and get married, because that was the only thing I like will keep constantly feeling bad about. So
Yeah.
oh yeah, I was okay, we can't keep doing this.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
got married. I mean, that just kind of
Yeah,
brought it all together.
yeah.
But yeah, we've always been on the same level as far as like make sure the kids are involved and that we're involved in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the kids, they love it. Like they look forward to like when we do our Bible studies, and definitely like when Corona happened, we weren't going to church as much. They were a little upset about it because they love going and learning about God, and especially getting to see their friends at church and their cousins and stuff. So
Yeah. So, Duana, what's one of your favorite things about marriage?
oh man, my favorite. I have so many. I don't know. I love just spending time with my family. I mean, and with the kids, and I don't know. It feels great. I know some people are like, oh, they need to get out. Like, I don't know. I just love spending my time with them. I mean,
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you, Curtis?
Like I said, I get to hang with my best friends, so
Okay.
we love being married.
oh, we like to like watch. I mean, you get to watch our shows together. I mean, because like you said, you're married to your best friend. You get to do, other things
Yeah,
together. You
plenty
get
of
to
benefits.
do so many
Yeah.
things with your best friend. So,
Yeah. And so when challenges arise in your marriage, is it the communication piece that helps you guys get back to this, you know, best friend? Like what helps you when challenges arise?
oh yeah, now we definitely get on each other's nerves, just like any married couple.
Yeah.
Like, but the biggest thing we do, we never curse each other. We never like say things that are hurtful that you can't take back because I can hold grudges, but he has never said anything to me to make me feel like I had to hold a grudge towards him.
Yeah.
So just talking about it, but like I said, I forgot where I was going.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, if we have a disagreement or something, we have to talk it out.
Mhm.
It gets squashed usually like that day,
Oh yeah,
or well, for Duana, it's
that
that
night.
night, late at night. Even if we don't want to talk about it, like sometimes I don't. I used to not want to talk about things right away. I'd be
Oh
like,
yeah.
man, whatever. I ain't talking about it. That's okay. She gonna wait till that night.
Oh
So I
yeah.
gotta get ready to go to work, and late at night we're gonna resolve it. We're gonna talk it
Okay.
out.
Yeah, because I don't want to go to bed mad. I don't want to wake up mad. Like that is just like a weird feeling to me.
Oh,
Like,
I hate that. It stresses
yeah,
me out.
it's like, because all day I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for you to get home. Even though I'm upset, I'm gonna be waiting for you to get home just so I can be mad some more. Like, no, get
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah. So I know that you guys have your YouTube channel, The Curly Coopers.
Mhm.
And so can you tell people a little bit about your channel and what you're sharing and what inspired you to start it?
You know what you got? I'm trying not to talk
Yeah,
too
go
much.
ahead.
So our channel is pretty much about family life. We have family vlogs on there, couple advice, just showing people that you can be happy. You don't have to have like the biggest house or the biggest car, because I know a lot of people see that, all the flashy stuff. And not to say that we don't want, those things later in life. It's just that you can be happy with what you have now. And he's taught me about being content in life. So I want to show others that you can have the same things that we have, or you can have the same kind of relationship as long as you put in the work. And the reason we started was because ever since we were dating, people was always like interested in us as a couple. Never thought much about it. And then once we had the kids, people were always asking questions about how do you do their hair, or asking questions about our family. And
Yeah.
I saw other people doing videos on YouTube, and I was like, we can do that. I mean, I'm already recording. I'm always taking pictures.
Yeah.
And that's what led us to do this 4 years ago. So it's really been good the last year or 2 years that we really put focus on it, and it's been really beneficial.
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. And so the last question, many people feel like getting married will result in them losing their individuality. What would you say to people that feel like that's a fear of theirs?
Oh yeah, that's a good one, because whenever I think when I started having kids, and because I was always doing something, I was always either in school before I was working, and then once I stayed home with the kids, I was like, okay, I need to go back to school. I need to feel like I'm doing something for me. So once I graduated, I was like, okay, now what am I going to do now? I still need to feel like I'm doing something for me. And then that was also starting the YouTube channel and doing that for me. And then that's what helped me. I enjoy doing that. So you definitely got to find what you like and find something that you enjoy doing. So you're just not tending to the family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. It's a
Yeah.
good point.
Okay. All right. Well, and then Dewana, just a last question for you specifically. So, being that you have had 3 kids, like you said, you've furthered your education, are you intentional about maintaining your health and your physical appearance, even though you've been married for over a decade? Is that still important to you?
Oh,
And Curtis, you too.
oh yeah, no, hands down. Because even when I was younger, I was always really skinny, so I never had to worry about what I ate, had to worry about working out. And then after having my last baby, Isaiah, even with him, I got back to where I was at. I was around 130, but after I hit 30, it's like things started changing. I knew I had to like work at, watching what I eat, which I still need to do. I was doing good at one point, but I need to get back better. I'm not doing that well with that, but I still work out. Like I make sure I'm, staying, attractive, and I want that for myself. It's not even for him, but he also motivates me because he's in really good shape and he's just
Yeah, to
always
me,
in
I
good
look at
shape.
it as that's one of those things like this is how you met me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna maintain that, A for me and B for because I want her to maintain it. You can't put somebody in something that you ain't gonna do.
Mm.
Yeah.
So like I said, I want to stay in shape. I like it. I like
And
that
then
she stays in
the
shape.
kids love it too. So, I want to be able to keep running around with them because they
Oh,
are
yeah.
in even better shape than I am.
Yeah, and that was my goal too, as I want to be able to stay with the kids.
Exactly.
Especially as
Yeah.
they get into their teen years.
Yeah.
You showed up.
See, if I can get that eating down right, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get back to
Oh,
that because
yeah.
we were doing really good, and I
Okay.
think we'll be set.
Yes. Okay. Well, as we wrap up, I have a few rapid fire questions, and then it'll be a wrap. Okay. So the first one, curly hair or straight hair?
Ooh, good one.
I'm gonna say curly hair, but I do love me a good straight, blowout. I love it.
Okay. Okay. Salty or sweet?
Sweet.
Sweet. Ooh, I hate salty. Too much salt. Mm.
Target or Walmart?
Woo, Target.
Target. Yeah. Target.
Okay. And then what is one song that reminds you two of one another?
Oh man.
I know you like our song, that My Boo, even though
Oh
most
yeah,
of it
yeah,
don't
yeah.
apply.
Usher, yeah. The song doesn't really apply, but that my boo part because we call each other boo.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's our song. But at the time we were dating, we used to love listening to, I don't know why, Usher's Confession.
Oh,
That was our
bro.
jam.
We wore
That
that
was
thing
the
out.
jam. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing. If people want to tune into the Curly Coopers on YouTube or follow you guys on Instagram, where can they find you?
You can find us on all platforms at the Curly Coopers.
Excellent. Well, thank you guys so much for sharing. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks.